All right guys, so today we're going to be having a walking tour here of the Secrets Moxche property. And this is going to be one of the first things that you start to see as you start to come up into the lobby area, the bellhops and everything like this. So quite a grand entrance. Yes, very lush and lavish. This has been a fantastic property and there is no shortage of amazing things if you choose to come here. Worth every penny. And we'll be talking about some of the biggest regrets that I have on this trip at the very end, if you want to call those regrets though. So you're going to be dropped off right here. They're going to greet you immediately with a glass of champagne and maybe a wet towel. So you're going to have your bellhops over to the right side here. And then as you start to come in, you've got this grand entrance that is going to look over the entire property, which we're going to get to at the very end here. And it looks amazing. So they really do make an impression when you decide to stay here with the property. So we're going to take it that look first because everybody takes a picture here, creates videos for this, and it just looks amazing here, okay? So then as you start to get to the end, yeah, you're going to notice that you have a really nice view over the entire property here. So you've got the main lagoon that you're going to see right here, and we'll be going down there in a little bit. We got the center pool. On the right side is a bunch of room banks here that are just part of the regular Secrets Moxche. And then on the left side over here is the impression side, which we actually upgraded to and decided to stay in. So you're going to be able to get a full tour of that and the rooftop as well. So let's carry on with this. And as we move back here, and since I'm up here on this side really quick, we're just going to come over here to, I guess it's the left side as you're walking in. There is a small bar up here, and they actually have some really good shows that are happening as well. So it looks like Cirque Deliria tonight looks fantastic. And then we've also got the market and cafe. So if you want to eat, there's going to be the big buffet, which is going to be right in here. Okay, and they've got plenty of dining, plenty of options. There's going to be a ton of food. Yes. And there is just no shortage of great things that you're going to want to get. So I'm not going to do a full-on buffet tour, but just know that this is here if you want to choose to come up here, and they're open breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they have you covered all the time as well. So if you wanted just to get a quick view as well, once again, they've got another side little patio over here, which is great if you want to get out, and then this gives you a slightly different perspective on the lagoon. Okay, so we're going to carry on. I wanted to work on the greeting area just so you have that out of the way, and then we're actually going to go up to the rooftop, the observatory, which I think is actually a really nice upgrade. So if you don't have that included as part of your package, I would encourage you to upgrade, because that made it very much worthwhile. Amazing views. The food up there was fantastic, so we're going to get to that in just a second, okay? So as we start to move over here, we got some different check-in areas. And so there's going to be two different types of check-in. There will be the general check-in or check-out area. Okay, and you can come in here. And you'll see that we've got like a really nice big lounge area, so you can kind of rest and relax or do whatever, especially if you're traveling into Cancun. It's about a 3.5-hour flight for us, and then about a 45-minute ride in the car. So that's always good. And then if you happen to be a preferred club member, this is going to be your check-in area that's right here. Yes, and then they have another waiting area. There is a bar on the right-hand side, so you can get cocktails and stuff while you're sitting here, along with food as well as part of this check-in area. Okay, so that pretty much summarizes this. And then if you want activities and whatnot, they're going to be here to help you out and recommend different, excursions and everything else that you're going to want to do. Yes, and then we're going to go up to the observatory now, since we just happen to be in the building. And that's going to be really convenient, okay? So you can choose an elevator bank on the left side, or there's one on the opposite side. If you do upgrade to the observatory, you do need to have a special key, okay? And if you're staying, I don't know if they do it here for all secrets, but for us, they have a special NFC key card that allows you access. So you scan your key, put it here, and then you can hit RG, which is the rooftop garden. Now the thing lights up for just a second, then it turns back off because not everybody has access to the rooftop garden, but you can always see where it's going to be based on the sign right here. And just wait for this view to open up. Okay, and then as soon as the doors open, you're obviously going to see what this view looks like right here. So now we're at the rooftop garden. Okay, they have different times for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But as you come up here, you can see people are already up here, 7:15. Everybody's ready to eat and take in the view. It really is an amazing view. The water is quite nice, okay? So you've got a really good infinity pool that goes over the edge right here. And then you've got all these different day beds, cabanas, lounge chairs, whatever. These are all part of the package here. Some of it's first come, first serve, right? Some people have some champagne set up, so that's already set and reserved. But you can come over here, and if you want to see kind of what this view looks like, you can come out here. And I'm telling you, if you have an opportunity to upgrade for the observatory and to get this, I highly recommend it. We ate up here, I don't know, at least once daily or every other day, because the food is that good. And that's one of the things that you're going to notice here, is that there's a ton of amazing food. You're going to go home fat after all of this, okay? So this is basically what that looks like. Yes, fantastic pools, views, and all that great stuff. So we're going to go back down the elevator. We're going to continue the property tour, and then we'll pick up when we get back down there. Okay, so we could have taken the elevator all the way down to the first floor, but I just want to show you the spiral stairs because I think this is kind of fun as well, at least to get a fun little video here. Okay, so we got these stairs of death, which are fun, but they're going to go down all 3 floors. Okay, so you can see, here we go. Yes, they just go, they just go, they just go. So if you like taking photos and getting creative, yeah, you can definitely get something interesting right here. And this is actually going to drop us off down on the first floor, which is where the lagoon is, where all the restaurants and shops are. So we're going to hit the first floor area really quick, and then we will move on to the next part. Okay, so at the base of the stairs here, we've got Suki, which is the Japanese place. We actually haven't eaten here. I don't think we're going to have an opportunity to do that. But if you want to see what they've got going on in here, right, sushi bar, teppanyaki, yes, and you're going to be able to get all of that stuff. And then if you wanted more of like a higher end sushi, they've got the Tanoshi, which is over here. So they've got some like dining experiences if you want to get into that here. Okay, so that's over here. But this place was always full, and there's a lot of amazing outdoor patio areas. On the same note, is over here is Ember. Okay, and so Ember is going to be like their kitchen. Let me see if this is open, if there's anybody in here. It's open, so you can just get a quick look. Okay, so if you want to come in here for like grilled fire food, steaks, things of that nature, this is where all of this is going to happen. And then they have a nice little patio and dining room in here, which is fantastic as well. One of the nice things, everywhere you eat, they have these little stands right here for the ladies, for all of your purses and bags. That is, so it's the simple things, okay, that make you happy. My girlfriend loved that all the time. So now you don't have to bring your purses and bags, and they don't have to sit on the floor every time you eat. So they have those all over in every restaurant, which is great. Okay, so now we're going to be moving out here into the lagoon area. Okay, and if you like wearing high heels, you might not be a fan of the stone that paves all the way around, just as an FYI. Okay, so you can come up here, and we'll come over here. I think there's a little deck entrance, which is great. Okay, and I'll show you the lagoon. So this is Lagoon Center. Yes. So you're going to be able to come out here. You can see this lagoon is quite comfortable. It does get a little hopping towards midday here. Fairly shallow to start. It does get a little bit deeper in the middle. And then over here on the right side where you see the white buoys, it actually goes down to 12 feet. So if you want to do a free scuba lesson, they actually have that. We did that yesterday. It was fantastic. Edgar's our guy over there on the right side where the little stand is. You can do a free scuba lesson. And then if you wanted to go out and do scuba while you're here, you can. It's right around $200. We're actually going snorkeling with him today, which is $75 currently. And then we've got the center pools over there, which we're going to get to. Okay. And then you have a couple other decks, which we'll take a look at when we walk around over there to the left side. They do a fire show on one of the days. And so that's where the performers are going to be. And then all the food is going to be over here. They clear everything out and place tables. Okay. So once you're on the first floor, you're going to have all of your other dining options. Yeah, we'll look at just a couple here to the left first, and then we're going to go to the right. So you've got this outdoor patio area right here. This is left over from the Japanese place. And then we'll walk over here. I'll show you all the different shops and the spa and a couple of the other restaurants that are available. Especially if you want to get coffee as well. They do have a coffee shop, cocoa something or other, and then they can do some smoothies in the morning as well. But yeah, it's always fairly quiet. We came on a Thursday, we're leaving on a Tuesday, so we kind of got the best of both worlds with the weekend. And then some silence too, okay? So hoop jewelry, if you want to do any shopping over here, you can spend a pretty penny and get some nice jewelry, whatnot. If you are a UVC, Limited Vacation Club member like we are, don't drop the ball and forget to ask if you get a UVC discount or not, because we definitely miss that on some of the stuff, and you could be getting 15 to 20% off. Okay, so that's the Hoop place. And while we're here on the front, I'm going to show you over here. This is called the Dark Horse. This is like their sports bar. So this is always pretty energetic and poppin'. Okay, they do karaoke nights, but if you like watching sports and all of your different stuff, you can come in here, and it's actually 2 levels. Let me see if it's open, just so you can get an idea of what it looks like in here. Okay, so you got a lot of space. They've got a big TV that's over there, right? It's hip, it's trendy. It's got really high ceilings. And then on the upper floor, okay, there's a spiral staircase over there. They've got some pool tables, some foosball. They do a golf simulator at the top, which is right there in the center. So there's some other activities and things that you can be doing. They're gonna be up there. So this is what the Dark Horse looks like. Yeah, this is probably the most lively bar. Like if you don't want to go to the club at night, but you want something that's going to have some energy, yeah, Dark Horse is where it's going to be at. Okay, so then we'll come over here, we'll take a quick look in between these 2 buildings, because if you want coffee, like the actual espresso, cappuccino, latte, little pastries, quick grab and go type of stuff, you're going to want to come over here. So Coco Cafe, it's fantastic. They're open 24 hours, and then they also have ice cream if you want ice cream. So you've got Coco Cafe, and we'll take a look at the gym too as well. And then over here is if you wanted to do wine. Okay, they've got a wine boutique, as you can see right here with the sign. And then if we take a little peek inside, yeah, they're gonna have, yeah, they're locked right now. Okay, so they've got a nice wine and probably cigars in there as well. Okay, so you've got this over here. It is a little bit hidden out of the way, so now that I showed you, you're not gonna have a hard time finding it. And they also have quick grab and go coffee if you're in a hurry. So as we walk back out here, we're actually gonna hook a left. You're gonna see that we've got the gift shop, and then you're gonna see we're gonna run into the spa. So we actually had an included 25-minute massage, so to speak, whether you wanted like a head massage, a hand massage, or a foot massage. It was actually fantastic. Okay, no, I'm not a big fan of the spas. I mean, I don't mind going to a spa, but I usually don't pay for it. But since it was included, we took it, and it was actually quite a nice experience, right? And then you just tip them 10, 20 bucks, whatever you're feeling. Okay, so as we come over here, this is gonna be the last restaurant that's on the right-hand side, which is Dos Almas. Okay, it's going to be their Mexican soul food. We have yet to eat here, but we will probably be eating here later tonight. Okay, once again, if you wanted to come in and peek, let's see if it's open. Yeah, you can see they got a really nice bar up here, and they have a nice menu. And then we've got a nice looking dining room. Right, and all of the food here has been fantastic. Okay, so let's go out. We're going to take a quick look over at the shop over here. So the Sunsea store. Yes, if you want to get any of your different things like this, yes, they've got plenty of things that you can purchase. Once again, if you're going to be buying anything and you are a UVC member, don't forget, but we'll take a quick gander on the inside just so you can see what they've got, right? And they're going to have everything from trinkets, souvenirs, shirts, hats, sunscreen, anything that you might have forgotten, or other things that you want to buy. I actually bought a nice little, or my girlfriend bought me a little linen outfit here because it was quite nice. So we're going to come over here. And I actually bet the gym is going to be super busy right now because everybody likes to work out before they start pounding cocktails. But if you come over here, we're going to have the spa, which has like quite a nice lead in. And then behind this part of the spa here is where they have everything else. Okay, so if you were to look, that you come back here, and it is quite tranquil. And you can get your hydrotherapy and just a very nice, quiet spa area, which I'm sure you can hear the relaxing music that's going on right now, okay? So, spa's right here, and then the gym is actually gonna be right here. We're gonna go up the steps really quick, and then we'll actually be on to the next part, okay? So fitness center. You're gonna go up 2 flights of stairs, right to the top. And then you come in, and then you'll see that we've got the gym here. So you've got cardio equipment down to this side, cardio equipment over to this side, and then they have spin and yoga classes. Yoga and Pilates, I think they said Monday through Friday, and I believe that starts at 8:30 and 9:30 respectively. So yeah, so that's all, most of the stuff here on the first side. I'll meet you back down at the bottom. Okay, we're gonna take a look at just one more thing on this side over here before we go the opposite direction, because almost everything is mirrored after that, okay? So this whole area right here, if you happen to be here on a, I don't know, Friday, they do an asada night where everything's like grilled stuff. This whole area is gonna be buffet style, all sorts of grilled everything. Yeah, meats, vegetables, different pastries, soups and all of that stuff here, okay? So the last thing I'm gonna show you on this side is gonna be bamboo. So if you are into vegan food, yes, they have this area over here, and this overlooks the lagoon, which is really nice. Okay, so bamboo, vegan cuisine, which is nice because we stayed at Dreams Tulum initially when we first started coming to UVC properties in Hyatt. They didn't really have a whole lot of vegan stuff. So here they're a little more conscious about it. Yes, but you got this really nice entrance, and then you eat up here. We might actually try this for lunch if we have time tomorrow. You've got this really nice relaxing deck and area, right? And then all of that overlooks the lagoon, and it always seems to be shaded in here. It always seems to be fairly busy, so fantastic views, right? You've got the lagoon, all of this great stuff, okay? So what we're gonna do, and let's just come up so you can kind of see what the lagoon looks like from this side. I'm just gonna skip ahead so you don't have to watch me walk and talk. Oh, also here's the deep side of the lagoon. So if you do happen to do the scuba tour, this is where you're gonna come to get to the deepest part to practice what it might be like to scuba. But I'm gonna meet you on the other side where, you know, the Italian and the French restaurants are, just to save you a little bit of walk and talk time. Okay, so the next place that we're gonna be looking at here, all right, we made it to the other side, so the next one that we're gonna look at is the Italian restaurant. So it's really easy because everything that you want is on the first floor when it comes to all your restaurants and entertainment. It's very easy to get to, it's not overly spread out. So you're gonna come up and through this entrance, which would have been the other elevator bank that was over by where the Market Cafe or the buffet is. So you can come over here, this place is popping, they've got a good sized dining floor, okay, Allura. Yeah, you'll find people hanging out here having cocktails. They do have a bar set up over here during the evenings. Okay, and the pizzas were actually really good. You'll see they've got the pizza oven, which is right here, and those look fantastic. They really get your taste buds going when you first come in. They have a big family meal style table right here. And then all of this is really comfortable. We sat over in this corner, but yeah, really good energy here. The portion sizes were quite large, so bring your appetite. But yeah, we didn't disappoint. We had, what did I have? I had like this ossobuco with risotto. We had a caprese salad. I had a pizza. Yeah, a tomato soup. So there was a lot of really great things here. Okay, so you're gonna come back out. We got this big Jumbotron screen right here. And then the last restaurant that we're going to be looking at is the French restaurant. We ate there the first night. The French restaurant is just right next to the left, and then that pretty much caps off all of the 4 main restaurants under what you might call like restaurant row right here. But tons of patios and more stuff over here. So you've got this whole outdoor area as part of the Italian place. And then we're going to get up to here to the French place called Bisou, which is good. And all of the stuff is first come, first serve. I believe the only way to get a reserved table is to purchase a bottle of wine ahead of time. But otherwise, wait times can vary in between walking straight into 45 minutes to an hour if you come at prime time, okay? So this was the French spot. We actually ate outside here. If you want to eat indoors, you do need to be dressed up with longer pants or regular shirts. If you want to wear shorts or whatever, that's an option. You're just gonna have to wait for the outdoor seating. I actually didn't look at the inside of the restaurant, so I have no idea what it looks like. It's kind of dark in here, but we'll see if we can see anything. Oh no, it looks like a French style restaurant. So yeah, cool. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna go look at is the theater here. Okay, so this is all the different entertainment, and that's gonna happen right here. Okay, so you get to this end, you're gonna hook a left, and you're actually gonna notice that we've got the pharmacy first, which is a pharmacy, but it's also the entrance to the nightclub, which is kind of a speakeasy, okay? So when you decide to come here, these doors that are right back here, right, will open. You just have to give them the special password. It changes each night. One night it was Viagra, another night it was Alka-Seltzer. It's kind of fun and festive, yes, but you can also buy different things here in this pharmacy. So we've got the theater. Yeah, and actually I'm a circus performer and I do Cirque du Soleil kind of stuff. So we watched Corky last night. That was fantastic. The guy who does the finale, I don't want to ruin it for you, but you need to watch it. He just hangs by his mouth, literally, with some kind of mouth guard apparatus and spins like a mofo. Okay, fantastic. So I guess tonight is going to be Cirque Delirious show. The shows are, you know, around 9 or so, give or take. So I will definitely be coming in here. Let's see if the theater is open. It's a small theater, but it's quite nice. Yeah, and they usually have, like, as you enter, cocktails and things like that available. So that was always a nice little touch. So yeah, I mean, you're not gonna see a ton of it, but there's a little entry bar area. It's a good size theater, fits a few hundred people. Very nice, highly recommend, okay? So there is no shortage of activities here as well. So we have been using some of the provided activities that come with the property here. So we did a bike ride yesterday as well, which is nice. It's kind of like a little bike tour where you ride out. Like I said, we did the scuba. They have spin in the water. They have dance classes, candle making, bracelets, and all sorts of other things, okay? Now this is gonna lead us over towards the impressions side here. So we did upgrade to this. This will cost you a pretty penny, but it is very, very nice. Yeah, all of the units have their own little hot tub or a pool if you're on the first floor. And then if you are super rich and balling, then at the very back end overlooking the ocean are like the 2-story suites, which I did get a tour of last trip here. So I'm gonna come back to here last because this might not be included as part of something that you're doing. So we're gonna look at the rest of the property first. So we're just gonna carry on, and I really like all these, you know, wood arches and stuff like that, okay? So as you come through this, now we're on the other side of the lagoon, okay? And you can get some access right down to the sand. There's a bar over there. And then over here, you'll see that they had some different day beds and options. And then once again, now you have a view of the lagoon from over here. And then this is where, when they do the fire show is all on this side. They clear out all of these day beds, but this is kind of fun, right? And you probably just jump right in. I wouldn't say dive, no diving around here, yeah? But they do got some fun steps that are carpeted, or it looks like it's texturized, so you can get in and out easily. Yeah, but it's a fantastic view. So early in the afternoon, this is a great place to be because right now the sun is coming from behind us, yeah, from the ocean, obviously. Yeah, so the sun is gonna be shining very bright onto that side of the lagoon, okay? Now later in the day when the sun's at high noon, there's nowhere to hide. You want an umbrella. But then in the late afternoon, all of the sun is just gonna be blazing on this side over here. So if you're trying to get cooked, yeah, this would be the place to be in the late afternoon. And there is definitely no shortage of people getting burnt and looking red on this property, which is kind of funny, myself included. I definitely got a little too much sun on the face, but you know, that's how it always goes. Okay, so as we carry on, we're gonna keep moving down here. So we're gonna be able to see a lot of the stuff is kind of mirrored, okay? So this next little setup here is if you wanna swim in the center pool, which, you know, has the clear glass and everything, which is quite an experience. I highly recommend you do it as well because it is a fantastic view. Yeah, you're gonna come in here. So it's gonna be exactly the same on the left or the right side. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, the heat is gonna be cooking. You've got a couple different options. Yeah, it's exactly the same. You can have this side on the right, there's this left, and then sometimes over here, they have a little bit of a cutout okay, with some day beds, but you're gonna roast. Yeah, it's hot. You just wanna be by the water, get in the water, and then start swimming. So if you come over here, you'll see we're gonna see the backside and where you can eventually get to the other hammocks as well. So you've got a couple hammocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's gonna be a couple more on the other side we're gonna be getting to. There's actually a lot of just empty space that nobody uses, but if you wanna get in and swim, yeah, you can swim in this direction, you can kind of see out, but it is very nice being up perfectly centered in between the hotel. So I highly recommend that one as well. Okay, so I'm gonna see you when we get back out to the path again, and then we'll be taking a look at the next steps. So a little bit further down the path we go. Okay, we're almost to the front, and we're gonna hook a right, and this is gonna cut through partially. Yes, like I said, everything's kind of mirrored, so you can get in from the left or the right side. And this is nice. This is a great place to come get some pictures, pose up, do whatever it is that you want to do. Yes, there's all these little like kind of wading pools here, which are nice. And so you can come down here. They do have a couple of hot tubs, which is actually one right here, and then there's going to be one mirrored on the other side. And then you have this whole empty area, which is quite nice. I'm actually going to walk through it because, well, I'm sure the water feels refreshing, but they've got these little lounge chairs. Oh yeah, ooh, it's nice and cool right now in the morning. This feels fantastic, okay? So you've got this whole area, right? There's another hot tub right here. Bunch of lounge chairs up there if you want. Definitely no sign of shade here, so if that's important to you. Yes, but then you can come down here. There's some more steps. You can walk down into this. And then if you want, right, you've got some more of these hammocks that are over here that you can come lounge out in. And these are really fun, yeah? So if you want to do the hammock action, 10 out of 10, highly recommend this area, which is great. Right now we can walk through, come out here the other side, so you don't have to look at the path as much. Yes, and then this is gonna lead us into some additional pools in main areas. And we haven't even gotten to the cenotes yet, okay? So this is one, there is no shortage of pools once again. There's just stuff everywhere. There's just not enough time, okay? So you've got another small pool over here, and I'm sure the sun is gonna be blazing, yeah, right into the camera, so sorry about that, but just know that this one is here. But I wanna go this way over here, because I believe this takes us over towards the cenotes, and there's going to be 3 of them. Little sidebar. Which way do we want to go? Which way do we want to go? I don't know. It's all an adventure, okay? I haven't even come over to this grill. I didn't even know this existed. So looks like a quick pickup grill, okay? So we're going to come over here. Oh, we went the low route. Sorry. We're going to go back the other way, because then that means that these ones over here lead to the 3 different cenote styles, okay? So, oh, and with that grill, I guess there is a little dining area or something right here. Okay, so a place you can like duck out and get some food. And then we're coming up. Okay, so now we're gonna get into our 3 different cenote style pools, okay? Not nearly as cold as an actual cenote. It's really just designed and called the cenote. Cenote. Yes, but you can come in here. Right, very nice. There's one, and there's day beds, and there are plenty of people hanging out here throughout the day, very much so. I highly recommend you bring towels, please. Don't be the person who, there's another cenote over here. Sorry, I get all twisted, because there's a lot of property. All right, so you've got a second one. Like so. So just to recap, we haven't got to the 3rd one, but this is number 1. This is the 2nd one we just went and saw. And now we're gonna come over to the 3rd one on this back side over here. So you've got some options. These are definitely out of the way. Okay. And then you come over here, and you've got a 3rd little cenote area mini pool, okay? And then this pretty much drops us off right on the beach. So right here is going to be Seaside, Sea Soul. I get them mixed up because they have a Seaside and a Sea Soul. So you've got your Sea Soul grill over here, and then also there are some activities that you can do over here on the side. So if you want to play like a little foosball or some ping pong, that's what's happening over here. Yes, Sea Soul is this restaurant over here, which is kind of like the Seaside restaurant slash buffet. It kind of depends. So they do like a worldly buffet one day, which was actually really nice. So you can come out here. This place is usually lively and popping, and it's 2 levels. So you've got this first level that's right here, and then there's definitely a lower one, and then there's going to be a bar off to the side as well. Okay, so this will take us right out, and now we're really at the main pool. This is going to be right over here. And I don't know if they do it every day, but I missed it yesterday. They had a guy chopping coconuts right here for free. So if you like coconut water and the like fresh coconuts with a straw, 11:30. Okay, so then we have this pool. I'm going to try and catch this from the other side because I'm shooting right into the sun. But this is the main pool on the water. This is where a lot of people are hanging out, partying, getting loud. Okay, so if you want to relax by the pool, this is not the pool. Okay, if you want music, you want fun, you want action, this is the pool that's going to have it. Okay, there is nothing tranquil or relaxing about this pool right here. So then we finally make it out to the beach. Okay, so nice little beachy area. Okay, first come first serve. Yes, you got tons of chairs over to the left. We've got day beds. Like I said, most of it's first come first serve. Yeah, these little huts right here are fantastic. These are a lifesaver. We've used these plenty of times. So if you want to lay out, you know, with some shade and have some coverage, these little dome pieces are here. Okay, and then we just make it right here onto the water, and the water's temperature is fantastic right now as well. And then you've got your beach here. Okay, now is this a high-end 5-star beach experience? No. Okay, and I don't think anybody claims that. I think if your expectations are set properly, does it have a beach? Yes. Does it have sand? Yes. Does it have lounge chairs? Yes. If you wanted amazing beaches, you might go, you know, to Acapulco or Tulum or maybe up to Cancun if you just want pure white sandy beach. But this is enough beach. You swim, you got the activities at the end over there as well. So if you want to do like the Hobie Cat, kayaking, paddle boarding, all of that stuff, they have you covered. They've got all of those activities. And then you can even walk down a little bit further, and we're actually going to see some of the beachfront if you are an Impressions member as well. So this is what your beach area looks like, and I'll meet you back up at the pool. Okay, and just really quickly, this is the view of the pool from the other side without shooting into the light, so you can see how fantastic this looks. Right now, really calm, obviously, first part of the morning here, but this is what it looks like in general. It only looks better when the sun starts to come up and the heat turns up as well. Okay, last but not least is going to be the Impressions side of Secrets here. So Impressions by Secrets Moxche. Okay, so higher end, you got your butlers, you've got your different service people, you've got private pools and restaurants, things of that nature. So you're going to come to these really nice big wooden doors right here. They've got their own bar area here off to the side, which is always really convenient because you can always come and get a drink quickly at the lobby without having to go up to the main area. We've also got a really nice lobby hangout area here too. Okay, so air conditioned, nice place. Come down here. This was fantastic. We definitely utilized this little area more than once as we came in. So you want to use those additional perks if you're going to be doing that. And then they've got some pastries or always some little snack off to the left and to the right. So you can always get something grab and go if you just want to have a quick little snack on the go. And sometimes it changes between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you can see we've got like chai puddings. We've got some different this, that, and the other. Little quick gravlax sandwiches. It's pretty fantastic, yes. So I'm going to take you to the back side where the back pool is, and then we're going to go up to the rooftop to Cielo to finish everything off. So as you start to come out the back side of the building over here, okay, once again, this is for the Impressions people only, yeah, we're going to have our own little personal pool. Once again, we've been doing so many activities, we actually haven't used this, but it is quite nice. So you can come over here and you got your own little private area. You can come in here and you're going to see you've got your own little private pools. Yeah, that comes off to the side. In the center there is going to be a hot tub. We could probably walk over there really quickly. But we've got all of this deck space here. And then if you come in, and if you happen to be coming more towards the winter months where it's cooler, I could definitely see how the hot tubs come in clutch. But you've got the hot tub right here, which is very nice. Yes, and then we've got, I don't know if you can see down below, you will see that here shortly when we go down to Seaside. There's another pool down there, some different cabanas and things that you can get. And then lastly, we're gonna take a quick look at this restaurant here, Teodoro. We actually ate there last night. It's $250 per person, 7-course meal, super fancy schmancy, but was fantastic. Now if you want to come over here, this is Teodoro. Okay, so this is an add-on dining experience. It's about 7 courses. It was $250 when we did it. But you can see it's really nice. Okay, everybody here was a professional chef. Yes. Open kitchen. Okay, so they're gonna start you off on this bar. You're gonna get, you know, a little amuse-bouche, if you wanna call it that, with 2 little tasters here. If you wanna add on wine, it was $35 for domestic wines or $75 for an international pairing with all of the different courses. So a small little dining room, yes, course by course. Takes about 2 hours total. But it's really interesting because you get to watch them work. They know what they're talking about. You really do get that experience. And then we ended up tipping them, you know, an extra 120 on top of that. It's kind of hard to tell like what the number should be because yes, you're at an all-inclusive, but you're doing an add-on. So what is that number going to be? But this was fantastic. I highly recommend it if you're into gastronomy, fine dining, and experiences. This was great. So the last place you can eat here is going to be the Seaside Beach Club. This place has been great every time we've come here. It's always nice and quiet and the food is fantastic. But you come in here, you got different tables around. You've got a nice little bar area. There's an indoor dining area as well. It's always really quiet over here because you're on the impression side, so there's not a whole lot of people with so many different food options. Yeah, everybody can't be eating here all the time. And then we've got these other, you can eat right here in the sand. Or if we come over here, you have one last pool, the one pool that was overlooking underneath this. And so you have all these day beds. You have this pool. And then if you want to take it all the way out to the beach, you can watch out to the beach as well, which is fantastic. So there are a lot of ways and places, lots of pools, lots of cabanas, lots of day beds, lots of places where you can hide out. But when you come over to the impression side, very, very quiet, right? You're paying for a little bit more of a higher end experience, not a ton of people. The Seaside Grill really seals everything together. It's like your own little personal restaurant. And I almost feel like the food over here consistently was better on the impression side than anywhere else on the hotel. But it better be for that extra cost, right? So Cielo is going to be on the very top, floor number 9, taking it to the top. After you get off the elevators here, you're going to see right here, we've got our big signs, Cielo and the Impressions Rooftop, and it really is impressive. We spent a good amount of time up here, so you're going to come out here easily. Yeah, so you can have somebody that's going to welcome you and greet you. You're going to have an immediate bar area that's right here. And then this is going to be the whole dining area. And they're open on certain days, breakfast, lunch, dinner. You're just going to have to check. But the food up here was top notch as well. And you can get all of that delivered to your different cabanas, which is really nice. Oysters is pretty much what I ate a bunch of while I was up here. But you can get your champagne, you can get all of your different this, that, and the others. But what you're really going to want to see is, once again, this infinity pool that's going to overlook the ocean, similar to the Observatory, but slightly different. Okay, so they have pros and cons, but all of these, you're going to come up here. It is quiet, and midweek, very, very tame, very nice. So if you want relaxation and quiet, you're going to want to come on those midweek days. If you want a little more action naturally, then you would come during the weekend. But so you've got this whole bit that comes all the way down here. And then as you get out here to the very end, you're going to see we've got this beautiful pool right here. And then you've got this stellar view that overlooks the ocean. And you can even see Cozumel off into the distance, okay? So this is fantastic. So you can get any of these day beds. Yes, soak up the sun right here. On the left and the right, there's actually hot tubs. So there's one over there straight ahead to the center. You can see you've got this center pool over here, which was great for just, you know, getting your swim on and you're waiting. Yes. And then we're going to look back at the property over here. So then we've also got one more hot tub on this side, so you don't need to over cram people. If you need to take a quick rinse, they've got these built-in showers right here. And then what I'm going to show you is what the difference is between this. So you've got a fantastic view of the property if you want to look from here. And then you can also see that the observatory is in the back, way over there. So the observatory offers you a different kind of view. It's nice because you're at the top, you've got an ocean view, but you've also got the property view from the observatory. So if you don't have access to this, yeah, highly recommend getting the observatory once again, not to beat a dead horse, okay? But you got a fantastic view overlooking the ocean. right? Nothing short of impressive in impressions, and it's been a fantastic trip overall. Definitely would come back again. This was a little bit more of a treat for us, but you know, if this is in your typical budget, I highly recommend coming to this location, and hopefully I'll get to experience more of the different secrets that, you know, Hyatt has to offer. All right, guys, hopefully that helped you and you enjoyed this walking, talking property tour of Secrets of Moxche, along with the impression side. I give this resort a 10 out of 10. I have not had one problem here. All of the food has been right on point, has been top notch. The service, it's almost like they kiss your ass too much, and I mean that in a good way. They're there for you thick and thin. We did the Teodoro dinner, the 7-course last night, which was fantastic. It was worth the money. And then on top of that, our butlers snuck into our room, drew us a hot bath, flower petals everywhere. Yeah, they were trying to get somebody pregnant last night. It wasn't me, but that ain't gonna work. That's a different story. Anyways, if you're considering Secrets Moxche in Playa del Carmen, I don't have anything bad to say about this, and all of the dining options were fantastic. My top picks, the food here at Cielo was great, and the Observatory were my two favorites for not even being a full-on restaurant. Yes, downstairs at the Seaside Grill, or the Seaside restaurant that we have there, that has been fantastic as well. We almost didn't even need to leave impressions, but yeah, dude, you want to come here. You're going to thank me for it later. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd love to have you as a subscriber as I bring more travel information and content to you. Drop a comment down below. What did you think that the best feature of this property was? And I'll see you all in another video.